Ever since I started doing comedy, it's definitely an addiction.
There is a spot where there is complete harmony, where you are having that complete hustle, but somehow you're happy about it.
If the plane's crashing, hit something. Hit the DMV.
Yeah, the DMV, man. If you were in an airplane and the plane was going to crash, would you rather have a woman or a man flying that plane?
I mean, I've never had a female pilot. I blame Amelia Earhart. Dude, if you really think about a lot of homeless people, man, like you're literally an outcast of society. Some people just need a boost, man, and they just don't get it. What's happening right now?
You lived in LA?
Yeah, I lived in LA from like 2019, maybe late 2018 to like mid lockdown 2020. I'm like,
What?
I'm getting out of here, bro.
What was that? Okay, well, so on the inside, what was quarantine like in LA for you? Clearly you got out of there, but like what was happening?
Immediately. No, LA basically made it seem like we were about to get invaded. Like they had like the National Guard driving by in Humvees with like the turrets. I lived right on Melrose, Fairfax, where everyone would like wait out line for wait in line for like Supreme drops and shit. So I was like, I'd see like hype beasts every day. But yeah, they like burned down the Chase Bank, like lit cop cars on fire.
Wow.
Like,
And you saw it first, like you were there and saw it.
oh yeah. And people that I worked with, I managed a dispensary like in Santa Monica, and like people would come in and be like, yo, I got all the sneakers. Like they would like loot, like no shame.
Shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And then when like the dispensary I was working at was like, hey, we're going to put you from 40 hours to 20. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to stay in a lockdown city, barely making any money. Like,
Yeah.
I just came back to Florida.
I mean, what's minimum wage out in LA when you were there? And I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what minimum.
probably like
wage
what?
was.
Like probably like 38, 39?
No, I don't think it was that at
No,
all.
but-
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Oh, wow.
man.
So are you going to did you loot? Do you think you might have took a pair of shoes?
No, I didn't want any part of that. I was actually trying to, while everyone was doing that, I was like at Bass Pro Shop a couple hours away trying to buy a pistol.
Well,
But they had
yeah.
such a waiting period, man.
I mean, they were probably sold out.
And dude, all those liberals, like I'm in line. This woman goes, what kind of gun should I get? I'm like, it's a little late for that now. You're in line, It was weird, man. Yeah, I just I knew if I went to Florida, they weren't gonna lock it down. Like the meth is too strong here for them to like control these people.
Yeah, Florida was the perfect spot. Still is.
Yeah.
The one spot I could see myself being in is probably like Texas.
Yeah, but you're landlocked.
Yeah, you get no beach. But you drive to Florida for a week Airbnb stay at Key West. Or
Yeah.
just take a flight, like a $90 flight,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the whole LA thing.
Dude, we went to go play basketball.
Yeah.
They bolted 2x4s to the rim so like the ball wouldn't go through.
And you were still swishing that thing though?
No, you couldn't play. Like
I probably could have. I'm a shooter, bro. Even though
the rim was like closed with wood. It was nuts. And then the skate park, they bulldozed sand all into it.
Why? So they were just trying
It
to
was a
stop
full
people from
lockdown.
going out?
They didn't want anyone. That's when I was like, all right, this is more about control than anything else.
Yeah.
And that's when I went nuts on Instagram. Full Alex Jones. I lost like 8,000 followers. Turns out it was all true. Yeah, but I came back to Florida, dude. Got that rifle, bro. Went hotel to hotel.
Hell
Waiting
yeah,
for some
brother.
shit to pop off. But yeah, now we're chilling.
I love how that, the government is controlling the people. They're literally covering basketball hoops. They're doing stay-at-home orders. And then you're just like, this is great content. You're like, I'm going to start fucking talking into a mic content. I mean, that's the way.
That's what made me start the podcast, because I was just going crazy. Like you go from doing like 3-4 shows a night to just nothing. You're like, what do I do now?
Yeah, so you were on the comedy scene out in LA. Is there anybody that kind of took you under their wing when you first started out there, or?
I mean,
Not really.
I had good friends, like shout out to Gary Lelly, and they would show me. They got out there about a year before me, so we were all living in New York City. And then I was like one of the last ones from that New York scene that I would hang out with to move to LA. And yeah, they would show me all the spots, put me on some shows. But then I went to like a lot of auditions as far as like, getting into the like the Laugh Factory, Comedy Store,
Yeah.
just trying to make a way, man. But it was always just about getting better. That's all you can ask for.
Are you going to try to perform at the mothership when it opens? Like, are they? So, quick question. I am by no means super privy to like the comedian spot in space.
Got you. Okay.
Can you just go in and perform at the mothership when it opens? Like, just get a spot?
It's open right now. I think it's been open for, I don't know, like maybe a few months.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
maybe like 6 months, I think.
Are you able to get like a shitty spot? As like, is somebody able to just go in there and get a spot, or is it like very selective?
I think it's very selective. I'm going the 6th to the 9th. We're going to be in there. I know a couple of the door guys.
Oh yeah.
It's people that run shows there. So I'll probably get up. I don't know like what kind of spot it would be.
Yeah.
Even if it's like 10 minutes, it'd be fun. I just want to see it because, it's kind of like what everyone's talking about.
So you just to be in the area and then like, hey, this guy's funny. Like I've seen him. Or
Well, I'm at a point right now where it's like, what's the next move? Orlando's been cool, but it's just not, it's not it as far as like stage time. So I'm like, I don't want to go back to New York. I miss it, but I know as soon as I move back, I'd be like, dude, what did I do?
Yeah.
It's just a different way of life. And then, yeah, I don't know. I might end up in Austin.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So how does like an area start to get good with comedy? Like you said, Orlando's a little bit dead. Is it kind of impossible to start something, or
they need more rooms. So
Okay.
They have the Improv on I-Drive, which is fantastic, but what else do they have? There's really there's like bar shows, which is cool, but I'm ready for like the club scene.
Yeah.
Theaters is like that. There's nothing better than that.
Sick.
Yeah.
What are you really good at? What would you say with your stand-up comedy that you're really good at? Something you can really lean on when you get up there. Like, this is me.
I don't know. My thing is like I like to ride the wave of like people going like, oh, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but I'm
sick.
But he made it. He made it so it's okay for me to laugh at it. That's kind of like that's always been my start. Now it's more like, I'm starting to work in like stories and like life experiences. But it's weird going from New York to LA because in New York it's very like the stages are smaller. It's very like stand and deliver. Like you got to rely on the writing, and then you get to LA, and it's more about the performance and who has the followers. So it's like New York is just now. There's a few guys that have been doing it, but it's like posting the clips and the reels and the shorts. It's like they're not active. They're more focused. Like it's all about the art form, the purity of stand up, which is great. And it's a good place to start. And then you go to LA and it's like, it almost feels like that theater kid type, like performance or like, oh, how's your, how many followers do you have? That kind of thing.
Oh,
so
gosh.
It's like, we call it getting bit. So like you can get bit in LA and you become like, I just gotta get famous. You gotta become like the weird, like, it's all just attractive sociopaths out there.
Damn. Yeah. My girlfriends have been watching Love Island UK edition.
Okay.
And Love Island is kind of like Too Hot to Handle. It's one of those reality shows where a bunch of hot people get stuck on this island and they have to decide who their partner is, and they all flirt back and forth. And it's just
for once on one of those shows, I just want like one of the characters just to murder everyone. Like, just like end the scene. You know what I mean? Just be like, we're not doing this anymore.
Like it turns to a true crime show.
Yeah, like we're on an island, but the guy like, maybe he has like a flashback. He was in like a war and he's just like, we're back in the jungle.
Oh, that kind of reminds me of the sequel to the movie Knives Out. It's just a bunch of attractive people and one person dies and now they're all fucking each other and trying to figure out who killed. Yeah, it's weird.
They're fucking wall trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what would you do? Say you're on that island and somebody does pass away. The TV production crew's like, hey, we're still running the show. We have a lot of money invested in this. And would you end up still pumping and piping? Or would you kind of seclude yourself?
I mean, depends on the scenario. I mean, obviously you'd want to continue piping, as you would call it.
Yeah.
But I would definitely, make sure my tent is zip tied or wherever I'm
Right.
staying. You know,
In a tent.
my structure. I'd have a few. What are those like wooden spears that come out of the ground?
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep like people away.
It's like, oh my gosh. Well, I mean, how much help does that really do? Because you always see those tribal camps and the hunters and gatherers. They always had spears at the end of their fort. It's like, does that really keep
I
anybody
think
out?
it was for more of like the horses.
Mm,
So someone didn't like just do a drive by. I think that was like they had to get off to kill your family.
true.
You know,
Yeah. Have you rode a horse?
little when I was little,
Not when you're older.
when like the guys like holding it.
Yeah.
You pay the $5, go around a couple times.
Yeah. That's what you did.
You imagine taking a piss back then and just coming back and everyone you've ever known is just on a stick. And everything's on fire. You're like, damn, I was gone like 5 minutes.
Well, who's that guy in history who killed a lot of people? Not
Which one?
not Hitler. The one that was a little bit before that, Genghis Khan.
Yeah,
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, Genghis.
Genghis, right?
Yeah, I think he killed like 10% of the world's
Jesus,
population at
man.
the time.
I remember learning he would light people's bodies on fire and then catapult them into the camp.
Was he doing that?
That's old wise tale, eh? I mean, how would we really know? Is there a Polaroid picture? You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, but there's definitely tales of people doing that. Like, imagine seeing the first catapult. You're the dude. This is what I like to think about. The guy like on top of the castle. That's your job. You're just a lookout. It's like your 9 to 5.
yeah.
And you're like, yo, that girl from the village, I'm telling you, bro, she's fucking crazy. And then all of a sudden you just see a guy come up on a horse and you're like, oh, he probably has a message. And then behind him, there's like 4,000 more people. And you're like, fuck, dude, I don't want to do this today,
But at least they had purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine a body on fire gets sent into your village and you're one of the warriors you've been training, they stayed a couple knocks east.
Yeah.
It's like, my life has purpose. Like, I will die for this.
That is true. There was no internet. So you're just kinda like, I'm looking to fuck someone up.
Now when you're fucking at a urinal and you're pissing and it's splattering on your shins.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's really? What the hell? It's like, we live unpurposeful lives, a lot of us.
Yeah, I feel like some people do. Or at least they think they do.
Right. It's like you just need a woman on fire to get sent into your house. And be like, oh, shit.
I think that would definitely change your perspective. If someone launches a boulder at you at 3 p.m., you're like, whoa, this is an interesting lifestyle.
So something topical.
Okay.
Have you seen the stuff with Adam 22?
Yeah, I'm not really.
But it's kind of hard to not like.
It doesn't, like, none of that stuff amuses me. Like, those people are like, I just don't deal with like garbage people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you're trash. Like, what?
Yeah. I will say right now, I've had a vendetta against Adam 22 for the longest.
Why?
And I kind of started a podcast because I just fucking hate Adam 22. He on a serious note, I don't like him.
You should be Adam 23.
I mean, yeah.
Just call your
I'm down.
podcast that Adam 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His podcast, what's his podcast? No Jumper. He's the type, he has like 5 different shows. He's like Plug Talk, all these things. I don't follow him. I don't watch him that often, but it's hard not to watch somebody when they have their wife sleep with another famous porn star and then they post the video of his wife sleeping with that guy.
Yeah, like I said, trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what am I,
Or like on his interviews, there's a lot of fights. I've seen some people get splashed with drinks and then...
But how much of that is staged,
I feel like very little. I feel the way it played out both times, there's people that like to fight.
Yeah, but once you realize like all that shit's fake,
Yeah.
like it's all behind the scenes stuff.
But there's in just in life in general, I feel like there's people that, like, for me, it takes a lot for me to actually fight somebody. Like, it would have to be like actual, like, oh shit, he's stealing my car.
Yeah.
Or like he just hit my mom.
Self-defense.
Right.
Yeah.
I could never like, hey bro, you're ugly. And then me'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not that type of guy.
I know people that would swing just from that, but it's like, at one point, it's like, you gotta grow up,
Yeah.
My goal is just to have a team of mercenaries.
A team. Female or male?
You know,
Co-ed?
preferably male. No, but it's like, yeah, no, you know, those billionaires can just snap their fingers. Someone goes missing. You know, oh, he had.
True.
You know how many people die of heroin that didn't have a heroin addiction? You know, it's just so convenient.
Yeah.
His lifelong battle with addiction. It's like, dude, that guy was stone sober. You just sent a team of ex-Navy SEALs.
Or like Jeffrey Epstein's list.
Yeah, dude. I mean, who knows what they have access to?
I think I might have been on it. I'm not gonna lie.
You think
I
as a
might.
kid?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think I went there as a kid.
If you took the Disney cruise, you probably saw it.
Is that real?
Went to like the Bahamas.
Can a Disney cruise see Epstein's
I'm
Island?
pretty sure. It was all right there.
Do you like cruises? I'm not a cruise guy.
I went on one as a kid, and I thought it was okay.
Did you go to the little kids club and meet some other 15-year-old and under people?
Yeah, they had like little stations. They had like the Buzz
Yeah.
Lightyear room. You know, wasn't thrown overboard, wasn't touched, so I have no complaints.
So you're out in Orlando. The skit we were talking before the podcast, where you have this Florida man, and you did some interviews with him.
Yeah.
And that struck a lot of people. A lot of people really liked that one.
People, you know, and that's why I don't care if Putin fires the missiles, because it's just people love the wrong things. You know,
Yeah.
you post some stand-up clips. You know, this guy's funny, but you post a Florida man. You know, in a. So for those people that don't know, I applied for a bunch of jobs with a fake resume, Google analyst, Raytheon, you know, lead sales at fucking, you know, Goldman Sachs,
Right.
whatever you got to put. And yeah, I just was booking crazy interviews for like these 1099 sales positions because they hire anyone with a pulse, you know, and see who
Yeah.
sticks. So I'm in these group interviews just asking if there's a drug test, you know, just going wild.
Yeah, it was funny.
And yeah, it did. They did very well. My account definitely blew up from those. So I'm grateful for that. But yeah, they say like what blows you up, you don't ever like. It's not like the thing you're in love with.
Yeah, and that's true. You're not in love with the Florida man.
No, I love that character, and it's fun because
Yeah.
it started as a joke, and it became like a bigger thing than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just no, it's funny to hear like the thing, like a lot of artists, like musically, you know, they're like, oh, what's your favorite song on the album? And it's like your least favorite song.
Yeah.
But it's just the way, you know, I guess that's what makes the world go around, is like your favorite thing might not be what everyone else likes.
Right. Is there anything else that you did that was received super well by your audience? Other than the Florida man and just
Yeah, I've had a couple stand-up clips hit a million, which was
Sick.
really cool. Like that's the most fulfilling thing to me. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, because that's me, I guess is what I'm saying. And like when you do the character stuff, it's like, yeah, it's you, but it's not. You see what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
love that guy.
Yeah. That I had a guy named Jason Scoop on, and he does stand-up comedy, and he's gone extremely viral from doing the Donald Trump impersonation
Okay.
out on the New York streets. I'm sure you've seen a couple clips of him.
I've probably seen it.
But yeah, he's leaned into it full-heartedly, and now, you know, he's getting close to like meeting Donald Trump. I did a 69-minute interview with him where he was Donald Trump, and I was like a person who worked for 60 minutes, but 69 minutes, little parody thing.
That's cool, man.
It was sick. It was the first time I did, because of course everybody does a little bit of comedy, and there's like, I don't know, it's weird to say you're funny. It's hard to say like, oh yeah, I'm funny, because like, no, I'm just me, and people receive me as funny.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta hype yourself up. And be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm funny, but
How do you do that?
you don't.
You just look in the mirror like, I'm fucking funny.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta look in the mirror like a psycho. Maybe before the show.
Yeah.
A lot of these venues don't have a green room, so you're just talking to yourself in a bathroom mirror, and the people that come in have no idea you're on next, and like the guy's a fucking psychopath. And then you like they call you up next, and you're like, oh, that's why he was talking to himself.
How do you deal with the nerves? Like, you know, when you're kind of short of breath and your heart's just kind of going,
You gotta
stage
breathe.
fright.
Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose.
Oh shit, no mouth.
No, but I never. I mean, I get nervous now. Like I just did a theater in Utah,
Yeah.
and it was 40 minutes, and it was like one of the probably the second time I've ever gone that distance.
That's sick.
And it was just like 25 minutes in. I was like, oh, dude, this is like, I got 15 more minutes. So it's just like there's that. But
so what'd you do in that moment?
Just keep going.
Like,
Slow down a little bit. Feel the room out. So it was a good time. But yeah, the nerves are kind of, I mean, once you bomb so bad a few times, you realize like that's the worst that can happen. Like no one's gonna kill you while you're up there. So what are you really scared about?
True.
Yeah.
You become like not afraid of it because it's happened before,
Oh yeah, the worst I ever bombed was at a stand-up competition in Long Island, New York. And it was like 300 seats. It was packed. People that bought, they like oversold the venue, so that you see like people standing in the back. Bro, I went up there and the first joke just like didn't hit, and I'm like, oh, I'll save it with the second joke. And it was like an overdose joke. But we were in Levittown, Long Island, which is like notorious for overdoses, apparently. I didn't know.
Everybody had a brother or a sister.
But people were crying in the crowd, and I'm like,
oh, wow.
I'm like, yo, I'm fucking killing right now. Because like I thought they were like laughing so hard.
But they were actually
this was like
crying.
This was like rookie shit. I was like a year and a half in. But I was in the finals, and I just, bro, silence. Except for this table of like, it was like a black family, and they were just loving me. But everybody else was like, fuck this guy.
I could see you on, and this is maybe because I've seen you with Davron Stewart and his face-to-face studio videos and all that, Smasher Pass, all that funny stuff. I could see you on Wild and Out and just like killing it. Do you think, I feel like your comedy's received super well by like a lot of urban culture, or is that just accidentally happened with the rooms you've been in?
Well, so yeah, that's the thing. Like in New York, I wasn't like the kid that would like roll his jeans up at the bottom, and my dad didn't pay my rent, so I wasn't like with those like hipster,
the snobby New York,
the hipster kind of scene. Where, they're alternate, where they like make fart noises and people love them, and if you're like an outside, it's very like cliquey. But like the black community is like, yo, I got a spot for you in Harlem, I got a spot for you in Queens, Brooklyn, and then it would just you'd be. Those are the best rooms because you could say literally whatever you want. They want you to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? No one's going to be offended. And then it was just like being the token white guy. It's either you live or die. Like there's you can't have a decent set.
It's kind of like white rappers. Like you're either plugged in.
You have to go
and people
hard.
Fuck with you.
Yep.
Or you're just out of the circle, bro. And I'm sorry, there's nothing you can do.
And I've watched people get sentenced to death in the Coliseum, so to speak.
Damn, I feel like for rappers, probably like Macklemore and like G-Eazy was almost in there.
He fell off, didn't he?
Yeah, he was like in there for a moment. I think the song "I Mean It" did all right, and then I think he was just kind of shut out of the culture a little bit.
Yeah, I think you can just milk it for. My thing's like I'm turning 30 this year. If I could just get a 10-year run, I'll walk away at 40.
Why ever walk away? Just fucking.
Because you got to give the game back. Like,
true.
So many.
Whoa, that's dope. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Because you got to do your thing, and then you got to give the young men some.
Just know when it's over.
You know. Oh man, I feel like athletes do a shitty job at that a lot of the times.
Because it's all you know how to do.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're not putting the ball in the hoop?
Talk about politics.
Drop a white Bronco, kill your girlfriend and her boyfriend.
Holy shit.
Was that probably while he was still playing, right? Or was he retired?
Dude. Oh, who was it again? What's his name?
OJ.
Oh yeah.
Now he's got a Twitter.
And he did a podcast with Full Send, and they waited till the very end, and they asked him a question about, the trial and the murder, and he's like, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, he's a new man.
Yeah. You think he did it?
100%.
Yeah. I don't know. I was too young.
Or hired somebody.
Yeah.
You never know.
What do you think's worse, hiring somebody or just doing it your fucking self?
Depends on what it is.
Like you're just killing your wife, man. It's time something bad happened, and you're like, I'm gonna go out.
What was the final straw? She asked you to use a coaster one more time. That was my thing, dude. Was like, I just couldn't take it, man. 5 years of like, why can't you use a coaster? I just knew like I would die early if I stayed with that woman.
Is that a real story?
Yeah, no, it's just,
Yeah.
like, that's the one thing is like, you know, they want a ring on their finger, but not on the coffee table, you know?
Yeah. Oh, some tables are nice, you know?
Yeah, not the one we had.
Yeah. Well, what
Like that's
actually
fake, that's fake marble. I know you got it on Amazon.
well, what if your wife? What if there's not even coasters supplied, so you have to walk over to the napkins. You have to take a napkin off and then fold it and then set your drink on it.
Why would we?
Isn't that even worse?
Yeah, I would never do that.
It's like, where's the coasters? There are no coasters, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of coasters. I respect your coaster game here,
Oh yeah, you like that?
but I mean, I'm violating.
Yeah,
That's the
just don't
thing.
use
It's
it, man.
It's like I'm usually a 2-drink kind of guy. I might have 2 different substances.
Are you like a
On the
lean
table.
sipper? Are you a lean sort of guy?
No, I'm not a lean.
Are you like that one,
Do I
white
look
guy
like
at
a
the function with the
sipper?
lean? You never know nowadays, man.
I've been offered it, dude, but it's just like I don't take regular medicine. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna take cough syrup for fun. Like it just sounds fucking disgusting.
You know the rapper Lucky by chance?
No.
I was in Miami. I had a show with a guy named Chico Sway.
Uh-huh.
I walk into this random smoke shop in downtown Miami near Brickell. I walk in and there's Lucky just fucking leaned out of his mind with his whole crew. And anyways, we were the only people in line, and we're standing behind him. And Lucky's sitting there leaned out, man. He's leaning. And he's like, 2 of those. His eyes aren't, when people's eyes are like not open, but they can see somehow. And he's picking out 2 of those. And he's picking out, hey, grab those gummies over there, 2 of those. What y'all got for Leafs? 2 of those. And I'm sitting behind him for like 12 minutes, and this guy's ringing him up. I'm like, it's just, it's like, bro, acknowledge that people are waiting in line.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. You just become like a blob.
Yeah.
Like a shell of a human being.
On lean or just in general?
It's just what it looks like. Like I know in your head, it's like someone, I would, live in LA. You see people bent in half at a bus stop just because they're nodded off, somehow still standing. And like to you, that looks like living hell. But in their mind, they're having a fucking blast. Dude. That's what you don't realize. Like, yeah, heroin is so good. Like,
yeah.
Apparently, I've never done it.
Yeah. I mean, heroin's one of those things you can't try. Because there's a lot of drugs in this life where you're like, I'm going to try that once, maybe a couple times, but one day I will try it. Heroin's just one of those, like, you can't really try it. You probably shouldn't try it.
I knew a dude who would like go to the opium dens in like other countries, and he would come back, and that was like his vacation.
Oh shit!
So I guess he was like recreational with it.
Was he super like? Is he a intelligent guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, intelligent for someone who vacations to do heroin. So do what you will with that information. But yeah, he had a couple businesses. So if you're looking at it like that,
what does it feel like?
I couldn't tell you.
It's
just like a euphoric. First time I did shrooms, I was on like 3 tequila pineapples, and I felt.
You did it drunk?
I don't know if I was drunk, but I felt like an overwhelming abundance of joy and happiness. And I don't know if that was just. I think it was just the right combination.
Cool.
I don't really drink, but like somehow I always just know, like, all right, like I'm in tune with my body.
Yeah. Well, also you're 29 now, right?
Yep.
So you've had a couple years of drinking to be like, 3 tequila pineapples, this is perfect. You know?
Yeah. I think you can like really just. That's the thing I don't get is like, I just don't get how people like throw up or like, it's like you didn't like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do one shot and I'm like of like straight makers, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm done.
That's it.
Because
right
it's
there.
just your stomach immediately is like, this is not good.
Yeah.
It just lets you know. I feel like people don't listen to their own, or they're trying to compete with their friend. I got to catch up to you, Sarah. And then they're like fucking in an alley, back of an Uber, getting charged an extra $150.
Damn. People don't do a lot of shit though. People just don't do shit.
What do you mean?
Like you said, people don't know about their body. They don't listen to their bodies. People just don't. You ever just see somebody who's just like overweight and just eats like an insane diet
Yeah,
and just keeps going?
I think it's because they don't view themselves, or it's like because I was a fat kid,
Were you
like
really?
8th grade. Oh, dude, I was a fat kid on the swim team. That's a different level.
Ooh.
That's a different level, dude.
Were you good at floating or were you pretty fast?
I was fast, dude, because once I got going, it was almost like a sub. Like it would just it would just coast, you know?
What would you do if you were on the submarine that exploded recently?
I mean, die, right?
Yeah, that's pretty just. No, I probably would have just like, I probably would have lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been like, listen, this was a terrible idea, as you all know.
At least it happened instantly. Like from the science that and the proof of what happened, where it just combusted through pressure and it's instantly everything flew out in high pressure.
Yeah, but I mean,
Wouldn't you rather go out like
not
that?
to go to a dark place, but you know, like they say, if you fly out of an airplane,
Yeah.
you die instantly. But it's like, do you? Or is there like a 30 seconds of, you're just like,
There's that thrill.
that last noise of,
Does it sting? Do you think it sting? Like, say you die in an abrupt way.
I mean,
Do you think you have like a couple receptors that are just still firing a little bit? There has to be, like.
what if you were just in a full torpedo and for like 20, 20 seconds, that's the closest you've ever felt to Superman. Just doing 500.
Okay, so I want to go back to how I brought up the videos Dave Ron Stewart does in the studios. He rents the studio. He does like smasher pass videos, face to face. What else does he do in there? Match or something?
Blind dates.
Blind dates.
I've not been in all the different categories, but yeah, there was like a To Be Honest where you just basically kind of just roast everyone. But it's like it's like it's its own game show in a form of, it's like not do it yourself, independent game show,
Yeah.
if you will. But it's even if I'm not in the videos, it's such a fun hang down there.
Yeah.
Like it's so fun. And like,
So
Ty
do
would
people come and then Dave Ron kind of chooses who should be in this one?
Yeah, I think he pre-plans a lot of like the cast, so to speak. But a lot of people will just jump in, or if he's like, "Yo, someone backed out," he'll and a lot of people are scared to go on there because it is like a full operation, man. They have like 2 cameramen.
Yeah. And the subjects are scary. Like
Yeah.
if you have an ego, like your ego might be like slapped around. All in good fun though. It's
People there's people have gotten heated
like, oh
taking
yeah.
it outside.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's been some fights.
Yeah.
Pretty lit. Have you been involved?
Allegedly.
No real fight. Have you been involved? Allegedly.
No, so now they
And
have,
any
like,
beef?
Now they have security, which
Yeah.
is nice. Like you get pat down. That's always nice.
Cool.
Some people don't like getting pat down. I like getting pat down. I actually request the pat down at airports because I don't like going through the microwave. I really believe that's not good for you.
Say you went through the microwave, would you still ask for the pat down though?
No, you say like I'm gonna opt out.
But
And
like
you stand there until someone comes and pats you down. But you get to go through the metal detector, not the
yeah.
not the
Do you
ramen
think-
noodles.
Do you think you avoid the microwave because of the microwave, or do you avoid the microwave because you like getting pat down so much?
I think now it's a little bit of both.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that little thrill.
If I'm paying $300 to go to Iowa, someone's touching my nuts. Like that's kind of how it is, They're like, I'm gonna use the back of my hands. I go, use the front of your hands. That's what I tell them. They're like, what? I'm like, never mind.
Bro, and they're usually pissed off. Dude, can you make a TSA worker laugh?
Yeah,
They're usually pretty mad.
dude. They're like, this is the thing with TSA workers. GameStop wasn't hiring, so they work at TSA. That's the level of, that you're dealing with. You think they're watching that X-ray?
Oh shit. Probably not.
They're like, oh, we caught 3 guns last month. I'm like, yeah, but 10 made it through. So like, what are you really like?
You know how many dab pins I've brought on airplanes?
I don't think they care about that.
Yeah.
Because you can bring weed back from Vegas and LA now. Or you've been able to do that for years.
Yeah.
But like, an ounce. I just think they don't care.
It's just crazy that people are serving life in jail for weed. Like just vibing out. They want their testosterone levels to go down a little bit. They just want to like chill out. They want to vibe. They want to get high. They want to sleep.
Does it really lower your testosterone?
Probably. I think
What a shame.
remember those articles way back in the day where they said weed makes you gay? I know a lot of stoners that have been getting quite on the buy side. Anybody who smoked weed enough, they start leaning.
You think so?
Probably.
Damn.
Probably. Weed's never made you a little gay? You don't think?
I don't think so. I've never been like, wow, that's really good weed. I think I want to suck a dick.
But you never took in a hit of weed and looked at like a girl and be like, you're a little less attractive to me. And then but as soon as you have that thought, now you're on the precipice.
I've actually hit a joint and been like, I no longer want to have sex with that girl, but not because of like she's less attractive. I'm thinking about like the level of cardio that
True.
I would have to put in, because like here's the thing now, I'm very all or nothing. So it's like, if I'm gonna
do the deed,
let's just say do it, you gotta do it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
Because it's
invest
like if you half-ass it, like there's a chance, you have a different, like you have a social credit score when it comes to that.
Yeah.
It's very Chinese Communist Party when it comes to
It's true.
your sex game.
Yeah.
They know
people
your
talk.
history.
People talk. It's like, yeah, there's levels to it for sure.
Right.
And if you're fully if you're going for a 10, if you're wanting to be displayed as a 10 out of 10 in the bed, you have to feel that. You have to be like, I'm a 10 out of 10 in the bed.
Yeah, like
I'm about to show you.
Do you ever like rate your performance for the day at night? Like, damn, I didn't.
To myself, yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't
you
usually
wanna
talk to the other
there.
person. Be like, what do you think?
No, I mean like not sexual performance, like just your daily.
Oh shit.
You're like checking off, like, okay, I did hit the gym today. I did do laundry.
Yeah.
Like I have a list, but then you don't want to be like, ooh, but the sex was kind of whack.
Oh yeah.
Because like sometimes you don't want to be the guy that like is weird where you text her like, I've done that. Like, yo, that wasn't my best. Like you ever been like, hey, like, it's almost like I do wish I could go back to some, like even like exes, like the first girl you ever been with and just been like, yo, it's way better now.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I mean, you should. Did they ever hit you up on that? You think an ex has ever been like, hey,
a lot of my exes are married, which is wild, or like have a kid.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, wow, that could have been me,
Yeah.
I would always say that like, oh, she'd make a good wife, just not mine.
Oh, wow.
So then when you see it with someone, you're like, good for you,
Yeah.
You did it.
Shout out to you for making that decision. I'm actually watching a podcast right now where, have you seen this Bobby girl that's exploding on the internet right now?
Bobby?
Her name's Bobby, this blonde, awkward girl. She just interviewed Drake. Anyway, she went viral, and this is like her third podcast, and her third podcast is interviewing Drake. Like, how the fuck? But her shtick is she just acts awkward with these people, and she doesn't really even ask them like questions about their career or stories.
Right.
So you get to see a whole different side of people. Anyway, she somehow broke down Drake into talking about why he doesn't have a girlfriend, and it was exactly like, he's like, my lifestyle, like girls think they want a man like Drake who lives a life like Drake, but really they want the exact opposite every time.
Yeah, no, it's like
they want the 9-to-5 guy.
Yeah, but they don't. It's like they don't know what they want, really.
It's like when you're that 9-to-5 guy and the girl, you have a relationship with her, when the aspiring comedian or successful comedian walks by, take a second look.
Right.
But then she gets with that comedian, and then his job is demanding. All these other girls are going after him. And now she wants that 9-to-5 guy again.
Yeah, because
it's this weird spot.
Like, oh, why are you always editing? And I'm like, are you going to edit my videos?
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like, yeah, you got to, like, I enjoy being alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, until I don't.
It's like I'm working. Like, do I hit you up when you're working? Like, do I come to your job and prevent you from doing what you're doing? Stocking shelves and whatnot?
Yeah, but it like never stops. You know how it is, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got to just keep feeding the beast.
For sure.
Which is, staying relevant.
Yeah. So, I mean, with what you're doing right now, what are you trying to put most of your time and effort into to grow?
Right now, I'm really focused on like the podcast.
Sick.
Trying to write more for it, like as far as like topics, bullet points, and then just get on the road. Like I just signed with a new manager, so he's like a former Marine, and he's like, I can get you on like the USO tour. So it doesn't like
Cool.
pay, but it would be so fun to like go to Japan, go to Germany, and then like film that. So just I think the goal now is just to put out more footage
Yeah.
of just different things, whether it be stand-up clips. I'm trying to release a special next year. So
Are you gonna do it the YouTube route, or are you gonna try to sell it to somebody?
I'm gonna do the YouTube route.
Hell yeah,
YouTube,
that's the way to do it.
Rumble, yeah, just put it out for free, and it'll be half of what I've been working on over like the last 5-6 years, and just get rid of those jokes, because I feel like I'm outgrowing them now, to where I'm like, oh, these are funny, but it's not my funniest stuff.
Yeah.
So if I can just,
That makes sense.
hey, enjoy, kind of like my life's work of the like since I started 7
Mm-hmm.
years ago, and then have all this new stuff to tour with, kind of thing. So yeah, man, it's just a marathon.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely not a race. I will say it's all about longevity.
Mm-hmm. But dude, the journey, like, gosh, sounds so corny, but like the end goal is the end goal. World tour, theaters, all that stuff.
Right.
But it's just like the people you meet on the way is like where the how do I want to say it? That's the reward.
Yeah.
Like having people in other parts of the country that I can like hit up, and it's just like it's cool, man, to have that network.
Yeah, I agree. You can't be outcome based. With anything you do in general, you can't be outcome based. Meaning you have to like enjoy the identity. Like my identity right now is entertainer, podcast host, silly, goofy guy that's down to hang. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my idea. Like I'm not outcome focused, where it's like, oh, I want 1 million subs. I want to fucking interview Donald Trump.
Right.
And I need to do those things by the end of 2020. It's like, just be the identity, and then eventually you'll have these huge successes.
Right.
Just enjoy the identity and really warp yourself in this world.
Right. I feel like I've missed out on a lot of, not missed out on the experience, but not fully enjoyed the experience. Like, oh, live in the moment type of thing.
Yeah.
Now my thing is like, if I know like tomorrow I have a bunch of shit on my plate, I'm not like, oh man, tomorrow. I'm like, that's tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like you ruin what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Like if I'm sitting here talking to you thinking about like what I have to do tomorrow, I'm not going to enjoy this podcast.
True.
But like when I lived in these cities, it was so outcome based and almost like so competitive that you were just like, it's never enough. It's not coming fast enough. And you're like, you're not enjoying like the great dinner that you're at, or like even just like walking through a park or something. It's like you're just always somewhere else in your head.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can be a prisoner of your own, whether it be ego or work ethic, or
right.
And then like lately, so I'm turning 30 this year. How old are you?
23. 23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're young, dude.
I'm starting to feel old. I feel like, I don't know if you remember 23, but it's like, oh shit, I am getting older.
23, I was running around New York just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was at.
I feel like in the state of New York, being 23 is a whole different like ball game though, because it's so busy there.
Yeah, dude. It was almost like being an immigrant, because I knew no one, and your money's not going to stretch like everyone else is there.
No.
Like just waiting tables, bartending, and then like you're like amongst billionaires and like millionaires, and you're like, oh, dude, like. But I was truly living, because a lot of those people just go to work and come home like anything else.
Yeah.
And I was like in every borough, subway, Uber, So it was like you get to see all of the city, because I wasn't trapped to like a daily routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like just making it happen. And then you can do a lot of dumb shit. Not, that it like ruins your life, but I mean like you can afford to be whatever, because you don't have like societal pressure of like you got to get your life together, like because most kids are still in college,
Yeah.
Still that was the kind of thing of like my college is just living in New York City trying to hustle my way through it. Like I probably learned more there than I would at like UCF in English class or some dumb shit, So Yeah, no, being 20, like turning 30 this year, I'm already telling myself I'm 30. And it's not old by any means, but also at the same time, it's like, all right, let's like, it's like, let's take it to the next level,
Yeah.
But
More
also,
editing, more,
right, like this year was like, I just hired an editor. So it's
Yeah.
like that, that saves me 20 hours a week. So it's like, now what can I do with that extra 20 hours? Yeah, it's one of those things is like, I don't have a TV anymore. I don't have a Xbox. It's very like work and then
Yeah.
pass out and then wake up and just try to do it again.
Do you feel like doing that sometimes ruins your material though? You feel like sometimes you're so stuck in like a to-do list and
Yeah.
where it takes you out of the present moment, because there's a way to do it. There's a way to have a to-do list and be super disciplined and still live in the fucking moment. There's a way I've unlocked. There's been 4 months out of my life where I truly was living in fucking harmony. Only 4 months. I'll be honest. The rest of my life has always been, there's something wrong with my head, or there's something that's stressing me, or anxiety, or insecurity, or like
You feel like you're not doing enough?
constantly. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what eats at me. Is like, are you at your full potential?
And the answer's always not.
I think that's okay, so last night my downstairs neighbor, she said to me, because she's just like, chilling, she makes art, she sells it, but she's like, I wish I had your hustle. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like such a curse of like always like, let's go. What's the next thing? And then it's like, you're like, oh man, I just want to like ground myself, walk barefoot and like breathe fresh air. But it's also like, you're in this machine of like, we gotta, it's very weird.
And there is a spot where there is complete harmony, where you are working and you are having that like complete hustle, but somehow you're happy about it. Does that make sense? Have you ever been in that spot?
No, that's for me, that's like doing stand up every night. And if I don't do that, I feel weird. And that's why Orlando's been like challenging, because it's like, I might get like, there could be a week where I have 4 shows, and then there's a week where I have none. And it's just like, what is this like limbo? Period.
But that's, now you're doing the internet shows and stuff like that with the the Sean Madden show.
Yeah, so the podcast has been picking up just because I put more consistency in it. I've had a few guests. Love to have you on the show.
Let's do it. Let's run it right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll get you we could shoot it here. I don't care. But yeah, this is a cool studio, man. I did
Appreciate it,
mention that. But yeah, you got a official setup here. That's for damn sure.
Gazing at the fucking, on the Apple TV, there's just a sphere. It looks like what do you think that's probably like just like a blue basketball or something, right?
CGI for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I've spent a lot of, I forgot this was Apple TV. There was a lot of nights in LA where I was on edibles watching Apple TV.
I just talked about this on my other podcast. Like, it's fucking, bro,
some of it's awesome, dude.
Wallpapers they have for Apple TV, mind altering.
It's pretty awesome.
Something you trip shrooms to for sure. Wow.
So the sea one is cool. I like the desert.
Yeah.
But yeah, dolphins are awesome.
Would you rather be lost at sea or lost in the desert?
How am I lost at sea?
You have a little floaty. Actually, 2 floaties on each shoulder.
So I'm in the water.
You're in the water.
Desert.
Sick.
Yeah.
Why?
I can see what's coming.
Yeah.
Whether it be heat stroke or
because the heat stroke and sunburn and
or ISIS. If I see a Tacoma with a machine gun in it, I'm like, all right, well.
You think ISIS is driving Tacomas?
They all have Tacomas.
Really?
Toyota actually had to come out and say, like, we're not sending them cars. You remember that?
No, that's funny.
Yeah, it happened, dude. Because like, CNN would have like all they would have was Toyotas, and sometimes they had like lawn care companies and like different companies on the trucks. And those companies back in the US had to come out and be like, we're not fucking selling our company vehicles to ISIS.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude. Because you think like they have all these cars. Now they have all our stuff. I mean, we left them billions of dollars in vehicles. They have helicopters.
Oh yeah.
I just think they don't know.
Afghan when that plane took off and there was like people hanging on the plane.
Yeah, no, we pulled out and left all our stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Because it was cheaper to leave it there than fly it home. That's kind of how we operate.
Hey man, it's like I feel like you can't hate on the government if you leave an apartment and when you leave the bathroom a little bit dirty, you're like, I'm just gonna pay the $75 that they're gonna charge me for this apartment.
Got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you do the same shit that the government just is.
Like just
it's a
leave
lot
it.
of work.
Could you imagine you live in a clay building and you get rice every day and
Dope.
you have like a camel and stuff, and then all of a sudden
Okay.
you just come across a Black Hawk helicopter and you're like, I'm gonna try and just fly this shit real quick. That's what they're doing. They had the video of the guy that just went up and then he's like, all right, I'm like, he just stayed there and he's like, all right, like you could tell he was trying to figure out how to come back down.
That reminds me
Like
of the
GTA, like learning the controls. Like, all right, now what?
yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Iron Man. I don't know which. I think it was Iron Man 1 when he gets captured by the opposition, whatever the opposition was.
Yeah.
And they start trying to like copy the Iron Man suit and build it, and they keep killing people and like on accident. That's goated. Iron Man's goated, by the way.
It is pretty legendary. The first one in theaters, that was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not into like all the Marvel stuff now. It is kind of like the older you get, the more cheesier it is. I think Justice League, the cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
I've seen clips. I've been watching clips on
Yeah.
TikTok recently.
That on like a Saturday morning, Justice League. Because like my dad would be like, oh, this was like what I watched as a kid. Because it was like the cusp of like those shows were kind of going away.
They say deep shit on there. Like they'll say a couple things that will ring with you for life.
In the Justice League?
Yeah.
I don't
Like Batman.
I just remember Aquaman was way underrated, dude.
Yeah, but like what good can you do just in the ocean? Nobody goes in there.
Dude, you can. Ghislaine Maxwell had a submarine, and that's how she got all the kids to Epstein Island, bro.
True, he could have stopped.
He could have stopped Ghislaine Maxwell, bro.
Did you watch that movie Sound of Freedom that just came out?
No, and I've been hearing like that it's really good.
Yeah, it's dope.
But I just met this kid from Ecuador, and he was like basically saying the movie was too weak. He was like they should have went into organ trafficking and like he was talking about in Ecuador, like how crazy it is. Like if you're poor, you can like kill someone for $40 and like they'll resell their organs.
Wow.
That's how like cheap life is down there apparently.
Wow, so Sound of Freedom went way too soft on him.
That's what he was saying.
It was a little soft, I'm not gonna lie.
He was like, it was weak. Like he said just like that.
At the end, they let the credits play and then they say there's a secret message. And basically the secret message is saying, share this movie. We didn't have a big budget for like advertising and marketing. So like share this movie to everybody you know and then scan this QR code to buy tickets for other people. And so you can buy tickets for other people to go watch it.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I need to do that with the podcast, dude.
True.
Just like a plug, like secret message. It's nothing but a fucking plug. Like share this shit. This is the secret message, man. Scan this QR code, buy a view for somebody else. Let's fucking.
That's true. Share it to a friend, you'll save a child.
I feel like
well, you know those like bullshit 1 like equals 1 saved kid.
yeah.
You're like, okay.
I can't believe humans actually shared those Facebook posts where it says like share this or this will be underneath your bed tonight. And you'd see like somebody sharing it and it's like, bro, you're like 26. Like you can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing this. Like you gotta like look at the stock market or invest in a business or something.
I gotta have somebody like manage my account. Every time I open Facebook, it's just somebody from my high school saying the dumbest shit. And it's just like, you shouldn't get mad opening an app. Like that's not what it should do to you.
That's what Twitter did for me for a long time. So I don't use Twitter.
Yeah, see, I've never had a Twitter and I'm so happy because all I ever heard was people complain about it.
Yeah. And people go on there simply to complain and read complaints.
Yep. That's like Nextdoor. I have Nextdoor for one of my businesses and it's like all the neighbors are just complaining. It's like, dude, go do something. You live in it's like you live in a shit neighborhood. You know what? That's why I tell people like, if I was just on a Southwest flight recently and I got a window seat, unfortunately.
You don't like a window seat?
Dude, we're too tall for the window seat, bro.
True.
You're
very tall, by the way. I couldn't tell you were that tall, even in the studio videos. I couldn't tell you were that tall.
Yeah, because you're just like in a phone.
Yeah, and then also Dave Ron's tall too.
He is tall, yeah.
He's like what, same height?
He might be taller. But yeah, no, I had to get up to use the bathroom. And like the guy acted like I asked him for money, and I'm like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom. He's like, oh.
Was he asleep?
And I told him, I go, no, he was awake. But I go, hey, make more money. And he goes, what? I go, make more money. You won't have to fly Southwest. That's why I tell people now. Like, if I,
Yeah.
we're all in this together. Like,
Yeah,
you
like-
gotta, you know what it was when you chose the aisle. Somebody might like.
We're all gonna shit on each other.
I always get the aisle seat,
Yeah.
and when I don't, that's what it is. Like if someone gets up, I'm like, hey, I have to get up. This is the benefit of being in the aisle.
I on 3 different flights in a row. So, the entire airplane was full except for the one seat next to me, and it was kind of creepy actually. It's like the 3rd flight in a row.
Did you shower?
Yeah, no, I'm a clean guy. I always got hygiene. One thing I don't do is stink.
You look like
Ever.
a clean guy. You look
Thank
like
you.
you're either up 100 grand in Vegas right now or down 100 grand in Vegas. I can't tell. Either way, you're gonna go hit the bar.
Yeah, I fly Spirit, man. If I can get the cheapest flight with no extra stops, I'll do it. I'll sit there. It gets pretty radical. Not for a long flight, of course. I'm talking about a couple states over.
I actually like when there's a layover now.
You don't like to be on the plane that long? Is that why, or what?
I like landing, getting off,
Yeah.
getting some food, getting back on.
But what if the layover is overnight?
Oh, I would never book that.
So you're the type of guy you look for layovers.
I don't look for them, but if they happen to be there, maybe a 2-hour layover, that's fun.
Enjoy this. Yeah. Enjoy the airport.
Yeah, I'll pay $24 for a pretzel, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
they're selling. No, I like a good airport that has like good stores.
Is there a solid airport you're
Like over international airports, like overseas, like in London, Heathrow, they have like a whole mall, and you're like, oh, this is like an experience.
That's sick. Are you overseas a lot? Why are you overseas?
Just making some moves, man.
Make some moves?
Just trying to make it happen.
Tinder going crazy over there.
Dude, I'm Tinder swindling.
Good work.
That would be wild. You ever see like, because I was on the apps before. I'm not ashamed of it.
Okay.
But you would see like people in travel mode,
Mm.
and you're like, bro, what are you doing? You're like fishing.
What's travel mode on Tinder?
Apparently, it's like if you're in another country, you can like select a completely different city
Uh-huh.
and just try and find like your 90-day fiance. Like I think that's what they do. They try
Oh,
to like
man.
find an American dude and be like, yo, let me try to hitch it. Oh, he has
That's
a boat.
crazy.
Let me message him. That
Oh yeah, dude. If I know a guy that has a boat, we're friends, man.
come pick me up.
Yeah. Like we're
Yeah.
friends. Like I'm gonna crack a couple of jokes with you, and I'm gonna do like a really nice gesture if you have a boat. Just so I can like message you maybe one day and be like, hey, let's chill. Oh, bet, yeah, let's chill on the boat? Question mark. I wouldn't take advantage. I would just be like great friends with the guy. You know.
It's good to have a friend with a boat because you don't really have to do anything. You just show up,
I hate that. I feel so bad when I
You
know.
bring a cooler and
Yeah.
some bottle rockets, but it's not like, you don't have to maintain it, dock it. Like,
Right.
the friend with the boat, you go like, hey, you got about 10 feet, you help them back it up.
Yeah.
That's your job. You didn't buy the thing. They knew what
True.
they were getting into.
True. Yeah, I just feel bad when I'm sitting there and I'm like just drunk off my ass. Maybe I got like a scar in the mouth, and all of a sudden half the boat's like, oh shit, hey, grab that hand really quick. Oh yeah, I'm tying that, and I'm just sitting there fucking vibing. I'm like, I'm just a dimwit,
it's all
bro.
hands on deck, bro. You gotta be,
Bro, they got
You're not
got
a good
enough
crew
in.
member, bro. They're gonna throw you off.
Bro, low key, I would do something that would like
You're just eating
not work out.
You're just eating the rations. They're like,
Yeah.
he's a useless crew member.
Bro, fucking Brant's drinking 8 beers.
You
And
can't
he's
be
not even
drunk in
helping.
the crow's nest. You gotta
Yeah.
yell land ho.
You know what I do? I bring a Polaroid camera to functions. So all of a sudden, now that
you
I have a
that guy?
Polaroid, I am that guy. But listen, it works because I don't address it. I never address it. I don't say shit. I don't say shit about the Polaroid. I just have it. I try not to talk about it. If somebody asks questions, I just brought it. But when something's happening, I do it at random moments.
Here's
Or
the
I
thing
hand it
with-
off to somebody. I'm like, hey, take this whenever I look at you. And then, I'll be doing something and they'll take the picture. I have a whole thing on Polaroids.
Where do you put the photos?
I have a book that I actually am not going to look through. and I look at the photo. I
Okay,
take a photo.
That's cool.
I write on it, and I put it in this 180 photo book. I'm about a quarter of the way through.
So you're scrapbooking at 23.
Once it's done,
That's adorable.
Yeah, right. Once it's done, I'm gonna go back through it and look through it. And I write like a message on each one of them.
Okay.
Like something like almost like an Instagram caption though. Like probably a lot of Drake quotes are on the pictures.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Well,
stuff like that.
I mean, you're wearing the cheetah print shirt, so that's expected.
You know what? This is not me at. Oh, I have a little hole.
You said that when I met you. This
These
is
are not
not me. What do you just? Is it laundry day? Why you
No, this isn't me. Like I don't know. I have
trying something out? I respect it.
There's a person who dresses me now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They said cheetah print for the Sean Madden interview. I said, all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like one time they had me wearing.
Is that your mom or?
No, she used to do that. She stopped. No, the cheetah print's just kind of like, it's not me though. It really isn't. I'm not a cheetah print guy, but I'm wearing cheetah. I look like I could be a cheetah print guy right now?
No,
right?
you're like. I think it's because of the beard. But
Yeah.
In a weird way, you are pulling it off.
Sick. You think it's the eyebrow thing?
What do you mean?
Like I got like a little slash right here.
Did you do that?
My barber did
Okay.
after I asked for him to do it. And I said, yeah, right there.
Okay.
He did it though.
Yeah, I've always turned that down. I don't think I can ever be a design, but you went for it.
Right.
Like when I was in 3rd grade, I would dye a patch right here blonde, just a square blonde. I don't know why I did that. But you know what? Then like a few years later, all the rappers started doing it, dude. Wiz Khalifa.
Right. You kind of look like Joey Diaz.
I look like
Yeah.
Joey Diaz.
You look like Joey
That's
Diaz.
Very insulting.
Why?
Dude looks like shit.
Dude, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I'll tell you something.
You say your comedy reminds me of him, then I'd be like, yeah, well, I appreciate that, man. That's very nice of you.
So I guess I'll
I
contradict
look
myself.
like him?
You don't look like him at all, except for the hair, the eyebrows, and the eye placement.
Okay.
And then just about probably the jaw, the mouth, the teeth, and the nose, and the complexion and maybe the glasses if he had glasses on. I think reminds me of Joey Diaz.
All right.
So you don't really look like him, but except for everything I just stated.
All right.
Oh wait, actually, one thing about I do okay. So on the rating, on the studio videos, because I watched those when I was studying for the Dayron interview, and so I saw you quite a bit, and that's where I discovered you. I was like, this dude's fucking funny. Like this dude definitely does something outside of this. And so I actually brought you up. I'm like, who's that white guy in your studio videos? He's like, oh, this comedian, blah, blah, blah. I followed you. There was a video in one of his studio videos where the girls would rate the guys from best to least attractive. Bro, you were fucking slaying it, bro.
Oh, that
you were
was
like
wild.
Yeah, you were
I know what
like
you're
up
talking
there, man. And I was like, this dude has it.
I think they just wanted like a cosigner.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
For like an apartment or something.
Like a scat pack
car payment.
Dodge Charger.
Yeah. They wanted like 3% interest on their
Yeah, I can't do that. My credit's probably worse than theirs.
You think so? Did you let them know that though?
Yeah, they're like, I'm like, do you like white guys? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, what about white guys with bad credit? And they're like, ooh,
That's how you know somebody has good dick though. Like bad credit.
bad credit.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that good dick?
You can't have bad dick and bad credit.
That is true.
Or else people will tell. They'll know right away.
Yeah, you got to have something.
Yeah.
You know, you ever look at your stats like you were dealt, like, you know, I was dealt a pretty good hand.
Cool.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Definitely lost a few rounds, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I got good cards. But it's like,
Sick.
yeah, it's like speed 3. Like you ever look at your attributes?
Oh, yeah.
Height 10,
Right.
speed 3. You're like, okay. You know, like you just got to be honest with yourself.
Uh-huh. Why
Yeah.
3? Why are you bringing up the number 3?
Intelligence 5. You know.
Why so you brought up 3 and you brought up 5. Why exactly?
You know, like you ever played like, you know, like a Madden rating.
Yeah.
That's just like how you got to kind of look at yourself.
If there was if
Procrastination 7.
Right.
Okay, I got to work on that.
that's something at work, if I'm ever stressed at a job or something, or I'm just not want to do something, I'll just change it. I'll flip the coin and I'll think it's a TV show. And I'm just a character. And as soon as it's a TV show, I'm a character and I get to see all these other characters talk. My vibe changes.
Dude, that's crazy that you
Yeah.
because yeah, my neighbor downstairs, shout out to Ruby, she was like, telling me, she's like, I'm like, oh, I have to go do this today. And she was like I had a sales job, and she's like, all right, you're playing Sales Simulator.
She
And
just
I'm
said
like,
that.
and I was like, this was like last week. And I
Yeah.
was like, no shit.
Did it change your perspective on the day?
Yes, because
Yeah.
it's like no matter what you're doing, it's like that's just your role for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I have low energy, or if I just change my body to be a vessel of my soul. Or like if I'm in high
I know
stress,
exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like, I am not me, I am not this.
You're wearing
I'm that, and I'm just
You're wearing a VR headset.
yeah.
Mm.
Pretty much.
And that's when you're like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Because you'll get that sometimes, like you think like, okay, your third eye, because that shit's real.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, I'm in here, but I have like this.
Yeah.
But
you separate yourself.
People don't look at it like that.
And yeah, it's hard to look
into
that
it.
way.
It's like work and Netflix. That's how I feel like most people do.
There's this dude on Instagram that makes super generic videos of wake up, breakfast, 9 to 5 job at, blah, blah, blah bank.
Mm-hmm.
Come home, take my dogs out for a walk, let roll my shirt, brush my teeth, make a really nice meal, watch Netflix, drink wine. And like everybody's loving it. Like, this is a true day, blah, blah, blah. I guess, you know what? I hate on people too much who do very scary, boring jobs. But I think there's longevity in that if you just separate yourself from your work. Your work provides money, but you are not your work. You're these hobbies that you do outside of your job.
Right.
You have these things.
So it's a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Most people need that. Like I say this jokingly. I talk to my friend, one of my friends, about this all the time. But like, you ever see a guy just driving a bus?
Yeah.
And you're like, I bet he's happier than 90% of people.
Yeah.
Driving a bus, comes home,
great.
his wife probably made like spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah. He goes on FaceTime with one of his kids.
Rushing it. Exactly.
Yeah. What's up, Justin?
Hey, I'm just driving the bus.
He plays dominoes in the garage.
Yeah.
Drinks a coffee.
Yeah.
But I think
Barbecue on the weekend,
Yeah.
Wears the sandals. Does the thing.
The ability to do nothing is a really strong ability. I feel like sometimes you'll sit down and you have to do something and it can really spoil you. It could really ruin what you got going on.
You ever do that? I get to do this. I don't have to do it. I get to do it.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tap into it, but it's not going to work for me.
Right.
Like when people say, if I'm having a shitty day and I'm like upset about something, like, oh, somebody has it worse. It's like, okay, fuck them.
Well, did you have a shitty day or just a shitty moment?
Oh, just so generic.
Yeah.
I had a multitude of shitty
That's the
moments.
person at your job that you just pick up by the throat.
Yeah. Speaking of, was your DM true?
Which one?
The thing where you said you had like a 8-inch bagel or something like that? No, I'm talking about, I'm just kidding. The DM where you said so we were going to do this at a later time.
Okay.
And
yeah,
you had work and you told me you got fired. You're like, hey, let's just do it at next time.
That's just what happens. I'm like you want to talk about like Sales Simulator. I'm just kind of like ever since I started doing comedy, like it's definitely an addiction. It's so lame, but it's like you can't, it's very hard to keep a job. And then you don't care about the job. So yeah, I was selling air conditioning for like 3 months. And then I was falling asleep in one of the meetings and they fired me.
For sleeping?
Yeah. Because I would come home, you get home some nights at like 1, 2 a.m. And they like call a last minute meeting at, 6 a.m. at the office. And I'm like, I don't know, fuck. And then they're talking about like, paperwork and spreadsheets. And I'm just, whatever, bro.
It's because you're not, you have your, you know what your passion is.
I'm here to sell. Like, and that was the thing. This year I did the most like big shows ever, like getting flown out, like hotel, rental car.
Hell yeah.
Paid for the show, like name on the marquee type shit, like really like next level stuff. And then you fly back Sunday and then Monday morning, you're like someone's bitch. To go from that extreme to then like selling out a theater, it's just like, you gotta, someone told me this a while ago, and like now I'm trying to live by it, but it's like, don't get too high and don't get too low.
Mm-hmm.
If you can stay neutral, that doesn't mean be like a monotone, like, you know what I mean?
No, I do. And for the longest time of that, stoicism involved being numb.
Right.
But really, you do feel. You just don't apply that feeling to different things in your life, and you also don't allow those negative and positive thoughts to affect anything else or the way you act.
You do need to take emotion out of it, though. That's the thing, is like, I feel like people get emotional and then they get into that reptilian part of their brain where they're like in survival mode, and then it just takes you deeper into this trap.
Yeah.
But if you're like, okay, shit's fucked up, but what's the best move I can make?
Yeah.
And even if everything's fucked, you still got to go down. Like, dude, I'll go down in a blaze of glory. Been there, done that. Like, if you're going out, like if the plane's crashing, hit something, you know? Like,
land on the fucking school full of children.
No, hit a fucking tow yard. Hit the DMV. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Hit like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do some positive.
Yeah. Fuck the DMV, man.
That's what I'm saying.
DMV is never actually. I had a good experience with the DMV. I went online.
Okay.
And anything you can do in the DMV, you can do online now.
Pretty much.
I lost my registration, got my registration back in like 2 days for like $4. Come on. Put my license plate number in.
Yeah, because they don't want you in there.
True.
I was just
But
there.
they're doing us both a favor.
I got a Florida license again.
Okay.
I was so tired of handing, like, I would go to the shooting range.
Yeah.
And you hand them a California license.
And they're like,
They go, God damn, California. That's what they say, California. I'm like, all right, bro.
yeah.
And they charge you extra.
I like political dads and like political old people. I think it's great. I love a dad that watches Fox News and says some like racial stuff now and again. But then when he sees a black person in the grocery store, he's just like, hey, buddy, this is Jeffrey. You used to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're some of the most loving people, but they just watch Fox News all day.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're real Southern.
I think anyone who, I got to get into the political merch game. I think for 2024, I'm gonna sell both parties merch. That's what you got to do.
Genius.
You got to go like, hey, you know, because when I went to, I had to go, dude. I went to the Trump rally in Sanford, and I wore the Florida man outfit, and I felt like such an imposter because everyone looked like the character. And I was just yelling random shit. I drive a Chevy, and people were like agreeing with you. It was so fun, dude. Especially all.
Did you record that?
No,
dude, that would have been great. Fucking
dude, it was
comedy.
It was such a fun. Just the people that came out.
Yeah,
it's so funny. But you see everyone selling merch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, they have no affiliate. They don't give a fuck. They're like, oh, we're selling "Make America Great Again" hats, and as soon as that event ends, dude, they pull the Biden box out. Large, medium, what do you want? Like, it's just, you got to play both.
Yeah.
Sling that merch, dude. Bumper stickers. I'm going to get into it, dude.
Andrew Schultz said something recently, and he doesn't reveal his political affiliation like a lot of people, but the reason behind it is when you're doing comedy, if you make a joke, people will deem it as like trying to, how do I even say it? Like you have an agenda. Like now that people know you're slightly right wing or slightly left wing, now when you make a joke about one party or the other, they're like, is he trying to make this look bad? Or he's saying that ruins the mystery.
No, I feel like I know what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
it puts you into a category.
Yeah, in a little box.
Yeah, that's what you don't want.
But when people really can't tell and don't know who you fuck with or who you really don't like or who you do like or what you do agree on, there's this complete mystery. It's
sometimes like, that works. I mean, it works out for a lot of people though.
Yeah.
If you just lean into something, just ride it.
Like Andrew Tate and the whole woman flying an airplane thing. If you were in an airplane and the plane was going to crash, would you rather have a woman or a man flying that plane?
I mean, I've never had a female pilot.
Yeah, me neither, actually.
I blame Amelia Earhart. I think she really fucked that up.
I had a 420 episode and we were getting stoned, and we were naming a person in history we wanted to meet, and I put Amelia Earhart on that.
just to be like, what happened up
Yeah,
there?
like I don't want to be on the plane with her.
I've read some wild stuff that maybe she got shot down because she was too much of a like a
Smoke show.
political. I don't know if she was good looking. I can't really like picture what she looked like. Now that
You
I'm
think they're
thinking
gonna
about it.
put an ugly girl on a plane?
I don't know.
If you're gonna pick a woman at that day and age to go on a plane, it's going to be a woman that's received well by other men, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a woman's power all came from her looks back then. Had to, right?
What power?
Right there, brother.
Dude, the craziest thing. All right, this is kind of like off topic, but it's also on topic. But I valeted cars for a little bit at the Mall of Millennia, like a long time ago, probably like right out of high school. And all the Saudis would pull up, people from like Dubai and stuff, Ferraris and all that.
I8s, yeah.
And the guy walks up to the booth, the podium with the umbrella, where they keep all the keys in the, in the little cabinet.
Yeah.
And it was me and this girl I was working with. And the guy looks at me and he goes, "Excuse me, sir, where is Auntie Annie Pretzel?" And I was like, and then before I could say it, she goes, "Oh, it's down here, make a left." And then he goes, "Excuse me, sir, where is Auntie Annie Pretzel?" And I go, "It's down here, make a left." He goes, "Thank you, my friend." And she goes, "What the fuck was that?" And I go, "Yeah, they just don't fuck with you guys.
Yeah.
Like they just don't, you're not allowed to." She was like, and she was one of those like full women's act dude.
Yeah.
I think she like shorted out. She was like AI. You just saw her like, there's like sparks flying.
Well, there's religions. What religion is it that you can't shake a woman's hand? Yeah, that's not your wife.
Just like,
or
yeah,
family.
I think that's just their whole code. Like, if you really think about it, and they don't really ever mention it, but certain UFC events, there's no ring girls.
Because it goes against the cult. Wow. I didn't know that. I just thought they didn't want to pay him.
And
or
they
something.
don't have, no, it's like, yeah, they just don't. There's no like ring girls. There's no, that woman that's supposed to like interview. She's like not, you know what I mean? There.
That is
very
insane.
interesting, right?
I would just do it by preference because I'm so loyal. I'm the most loyal guy you'll meet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like if I was
one woman type of guy,
I'm a one woman type of. If I was in the UFC,
yeah,
right,
with that fucking shirt on, I highly doubt it, dude.
Little gold chain,
Yeah,
little extra hairy chest. No, I'm a one woman type of guy, and if I was in the UFC, I just out of preference, not religion, just out of preference. No, women, probably in the first couple of rows for sure. Just mine.
You think you get distracted?
No, just out of respect. You know, I'm just that kind of guy. I'm a very
respect. No women in the front row.
Yeah, just for my woman, out of respect for my woman. Just no woman near me, right? Not close enough to talk.
Well, you don't get to control who buys tickets.
If I'm
rich guy wants their call girl next to them,
I'll just buy all the seats. UFC fighters are very underpaid, dude.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because if you think about the amount of money they have to spend on a coach, dieting, gyms, Ubering, whatever, like their camps.
Right.
It's an expensive sport to train for, and none of that is funded by the association itself, for one. So like the NBA, NFL, where are all the practices held? Where's all the meals? It's all hosted by the fucking organization or the team you play for. Also with UFC, it's a proven fact that the percentage of profit that the UFC achieves, they give a smallest percentage of their bank to the fighters.
Okay.
Compared to the NBA, the NFL.
So when you're comparing it to like boxing and stuff like that, you go, yeah, the fighters on paper, they're way underpaid. Here's the thing though, that changed my whole perspective. The UFC is a promotion.
Okay. For their brand?
So what it means is there's other cage fighting venues. It's not the Octagon. I think that's like a staple of the UFC. But you could go fight in the Hexagon for $1 million, but they still choose the UFC over that. Otherwise, they'd be fighting for Pride or whatever those other, I don't know all of them.
PFL, right?
But they pay more. But why do people want to be in the UFC? Because your Instagram following. You could sell a fucking hot sauce. You're selling more merch. So yeah, you might only get paid $250,000 a fight.
True.
but look how much, like, a lot of these guys have a podcast. Like, it's a promotion. So they're going to put you on a platform. What you choose to do with that is your own thing. And that's just the game now. So it's like, it's the same thing for comedy, for music. It's like, you could be the best fighter, but do people want to, or is that going to put asses in seats? Just being a good fighter doesn't put asses in seats.
Right.
You got to have some kind of flair. You got to have, you know, and that's what I learned with the stand-up when I went to LA is like, oh, it's not really about talent. It's about marketing.
100%.
Because you could have the best podcast clip, but if your fucking thumbnail's not clickable, it really comes down to that, man. And I'm slowly learning that it's like, yeah, you got to kind of play the game until you get to that breakthrough where you can just like, oh, the people fuck with me that are going to fuck with me. Let me do what I want to do now. And hopefully they ride with me. That's the dream. But as far as like, yeah, you're at the UFC, you have 100 million eyes on you. What are you going to do with that? Are you just going to do a weak ass interview? Yes, I love to fight. Yes, it's fun. Okay. Like that's what most of the guys do.
Yeah. And eventually your name becomes the thumbnail / title. Like your name just needs to be involved.
Right.
Like right now at the status we're both at, it's like, yeah, you have to have really good content. You have to have a great caption. You have to have a great image, a great thumbnail. But eventually, once you're selling out arenas and shit, and you go on the Joe Rogan experience and you smoke and do fucking psilocybin with Joe Rogan, now when your name's attached to anything, no matter how shitty the title or thumbnail it is, oh fuck, Sean Madden doing psilocybin, let's fucking watch this.
Right.
So yeah, I get it. UFC, I get the promotion thing.
Yeah, so that kind of changed my perspective because it's just like, you know, like a guy at Buffalo Wild Wings like, yo, these fucking fighters don't get paid enough. And it's like, how much do you get paid to fight? Nothing. You wake up in the hospital.
Let's take it outside, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's see how much.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's a promotion, man. It's not a high paying promotion, but it's not like these guys can't go make money somewhere else. You literally like, that's the dream. UFC. Okay, I got paid $60,000 this fight, but I sold 600,000 in t-shirts.
Right. I went through a boxing phase where I enjoyed boxing, and then I sparred for a little bit, and then I soon realized that I got hit a lot, and I wasn't.
It tends to happen.
I wasn't happy about like my airheadedness that I started to feel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like pretty quickly. Pretty much after I would train and after my head would get hit a little bit, I would like forget. I would forget things. I would forget what I did.
Would you
earlier.
have like long lasting headaches?
I wouldn't have headaches, but I'd have like pounding. Like I would feel my head, like blood going to my head.
Like your
but it didn't hurt.
Like your brain almost has a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
It was throbbing.
I would get moved. So when I was a freshman, I got moved to varsity football, thinking like, oh dude, I'm gonna be one of the, you know,
I'm
gonna be that guy, right? But you don't get to play. They don't put you in the game. You're just on varsity. So what you are is just a moving crash test dummy for. So I remember I had to run into this kid, Stephen Gainey, every day because I played tight end. But then they like, so you're just practice squad basically, but you get to like stand on the sideline and be like, yo, I'm varsity. Like that was kind of
cool. You get the clout, but you don't get the play time.
It was the clout. But yeah, like every day I had to run into this kid who was not even kidding, like 6'5", 380, like just not like what, like you want to talk to his parents to be like, what the fuck did he fall into radioactive water? The same shit that the Ninja Turtles fell into? Like, why is he so big at 15 or whatever age you are?
Yeah,
and it's just
like, unbelievable.
Just unreal. And I would go home with headaches. And like looking back, I'm like, it's probably not good.
Well, fuck, man. I used to jump on a trampoline, and I think that shit scarred me for the rest of my life. I used to jump on a trampoline a lot, and my head would go. I would feel my brain hitting the sides of my skull because I'd do some crazy shit on it. I'd do it for a couple hours, and now looking back, I'm like, damn, I caused some unrepairable damage to my brain for sure. But I'm here, man. I don't have any effects now. At least I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can do some math. Give me a problem right now. Give me a math problem, man.
I've never heard of trampoline brain.
You never. Well, you just heard of it.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a math problem though, real quick, for real.
All right, 9 times 9.
94. 81.
The 9s are the easiest.
Yeah. Give me another one.
8 times 5.
Probably 6.
40.
40?
Yeah.
Did you hit me with the 8 times 5?
8 times 5.
Don't hit me with any 8s or 7s. All right, give me some. You ready? Hit me.
1 times
11. 1 times what?
100.
11.
1 times
11.
100. What's happening right now?
What was it again?
Maybe you should be on a trampoline.
Say it again.
5.
Well, 5.
Yeah.
5.
Times 6.
30.
There we go.
That's the way. That's like a 75% pass rate.
No, that was
No, on a real note
20%.
though, let me ask you a question. Where do you think, so if you have to take your like grandma to like a vacation, where would you take a grandma to a vacation? Honest question.
Do you have a sugar mama that you're trying to figure
If
out
you
where to
did
go?
though, not for me, for you.
Take my grandma
A grandma.
on vacation.
Where would you take a grandma?
Nursing home. You're done. It's over.
Yeah, just
You
go in
shouldn't
there.
Be driving.
Look, they have all these recreational activities every day at 9 a.m. They have
Look,
a little
you might get
service.
slapped around a bit, but look, it's a good rate here.
I mean,
We got a good rate. It's covered by your insurance. You're gonna get suplexed by a Haitian woman, but
it's true.
we got a good rate.
Well, there's like always a slut or like a player that's in one of those homes and just fucks everybody else.
Dude, it's like the villages. And if you don't know the villages, they just
In
a lot of
Florida?
STDs in the villages.
Yeah.
Slinging dick
Well,
on golf carts.
Yeah, they're swingers, man. They whip on golf carts to other
And
people's
why
houses.
shouldn't you be, dude? You're 78.
Right.
You just got a diagnosis. Time to sling some dick.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. At 78 and you're still swinging and still slinging.
What else are you going to do?
Fucking, I don't know.
The day my dick stops working is the day you'll see me on TV kill himself.
Would you really?
Yeah. I
If
think
your
if I
dick-
went bald, I'd kill myself.
Dude, so you're right on the edge. You're like there.
But yeah, dude, like imagine if you lost your dick.
That would be detrimental because
What do you do
sex is
now?
such like it's a very like, it's a portion of life, right?
Even just knowing it doesn't work, you'd be like, damn.
Well, you know when people don't have an arm but they can still feel pain in their arm sometimes?
Yeah.
You think like if somebody went down there and sucked a non-real dick,
blowjob?
you would feel it?
They'd have to be really good at acting.
Yeah, like you'd have to hear the
Yeah, you'd be like, damn, she's like,
uh-huh.
this isn't a future Oscar winner, dude. Fake blowjob.
I feel like most women aren't very good at blowjobs, right? The general consensus is most women are not good at giving head.
You ever got a blowjob so good, you're like, oh, she doesn't have a good relationship with her dad?
Yeah.
Where you're just like, wow, this isn't going to last. Like,
Yeah.
they've had a lot of practice. You're not mad that they've had a lot of practice because obviously it's, it's Friday Night Lights, it's game time, but also like, that she left it all out there on the field.
It's really funny that you said that.
But that's not wifey. You know what I mean?
Right. I was senior in high school and I went over to this pool party at this girl's house. Never met the girl before, blah, blah, blah. She was asking if I could come. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, word of mouth. I get there. It's a small party. Anyways, all of a sudden, everybody's sent home except for me. Like, you stay.
Right.
Okay, so nervous 18-year-old Brant. I'm not a player. Like, I don't know. I just accidentally, Riz happens. You're a Rizzer. I've seen you live on some studio videos. You Riz up woman. Anyways, I get taken into the not a basement, but it was like a second story basement where the second story was the first level and then it's just on a hill. So you go into the basement.
Just in Florida?
Yeah. That's why I say I went down to this basement.
Huh.
It's not a real basement. It's just like I live on a hill basement.
Okay.
There's windows, you know what I'm saying?
Or into the mountain kind of thing.
Yeah.
The hill.
I go down there and her father comes. I'm in my underwear, like in her basement. And her father comes down and she's like, don't come down here, blah, blah, blah. Everybody went home, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm in a situation. I'm in my undies and I'm just fucking standing there in the middle of the room. Dad comes down.
You said your undies?
Yeah. He's ex-military. She literally prompted me,
Where
ex-military
are your
father.
clothes? Are they reachable?
On the floor. on the floor.
Okay.
It was too late. His footsteps were coming down the stairs. It's like, am I going to get caught running for clothes? No.
Ooh, okay.
If I was naked, I would.
All right, so you're seconds away. All right, sorry, I don't mean
No, that's all right.
the suspense though.
He comes down, and I shit you not, he does not make eye contact with me. He doesn't even acknowledge my existence.
Yep.
But he pans all the way across. I think he didn't even look at me. Like, he just panned. I feel like he was terrified. It was just a scary moment for both of us. So he just acted like I wasn't even there.
Good man.
He's like, okay, well, have a good night. And he just walked away.
Wow.
Anyways, she was saying how he's ex-military, he's crazy, blah, blah, blah. Best head I've ever gotten in my life. Best.
Because
best.
there was a risk of death.
I think it might have been.
Wait, so
I think
he went back upstairs and he went, then you finished? Like the blowjob?
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
I wasn't going to bitch out. I don't think he would have wanted that.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what, man? It's actually, that's a true soldier.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I feel like he definitely is a decorated veteran, but you should have got something for that.
Yeah.
For staying. You literally stayed in the trench. You were in the foxhole.
I was in the trenches.
He could have came back with the bayonet, bro.
Yeah.
Like Gran Torino.
What do you ever think about your family? I always think, like, my family will probably get a lot of money for this. Like, if he came back and, like, beat me up or something, can I get money? How do I get money from that?
No, you're dead.
But, like, my family gets money, don't they? Somehow?
They have to pay $20,000 to bury you.
They don't get any money?
For what?
I don't know. Can they sue?
They can sue him, but it's like, what are you going to get?
I don't know.
What does he have?
Veteran benefits. At least we get 10% off at fucking Olive Garden.
Oh, nice. Your dad saves 10% on a hammer at Home Depot.
Bro, imagine.
He's going to go, thanks, Brant. He's going to give you one of these with the 10% off receipt at fucking Applebee's.
Imagine having nightmares every night, right? And loud sounds just fucking cripple you to the point where you can't even focus. And you go to Olive Garden, they give you fucking 10% on that check.
Worth it.
Fucking
That family you napalm strike, dude? Oh, yeah. Worth it.
Endless salad and soup lunch special.
Yeah. I haven't been to Olive Garden since, I think, like, homecoming.
Good for you.
High school.
Congrats.
Yeah. I don't know.
Olive Garden's one of those spots where...
Can't do corporations anymore, man.
Yeah.
Everything is copy and paste, bro.
True.
Every single corner in Florida.
Almost.
Bank, Taco Bell, Chick-fil-A, somehow an Amscott.
Communism, brother. It's communism.
What it is it's just like a corporate takeover of, like, it happened in COVID, and now I'm gonna get back on my shit. But it's like, how come I can hit the drive-through, but I can't hit the drive-through from like a mom and pop shop? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a full, like, they don't want the common man. Yeah, they don't support small business. Yeah, it's just, you get out of here. You know, it's over.
Yeah, that, like, the IRS is going to look into small businesses before they look into big corporations. And it's like, you can...
Yep.
Yeah. And they'll bail out big corporations, but they won't bail out the mom and pop place. Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
But that's on us, man. That's on us. Like, no. It's our job. It's the community's job, our family's job to, like, support the small business.
Ourselves. It's like, instead of going to Ray's Hardware, everyone goes to Lowe's.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, what about Ray, dude?
Well, I got a reward program at Lowe's, so I got to stick with Lowe's.
See what I'm saying?
I get like $5 off every 250 points.
Yeah, what are you buying at Lowe's, dude?
Rope.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a tool guy.
I think I do want to set it. I want a set of tools. I don't have it yet though. But in my trunk.
But for what?
So people can see it.
This is what I don't get. Like, I have a friend who has just so many sets of tools, and he's got stuff mounted on the wall in the garage, and I go, what is this shit?
Does he know what size wrench you needed for anything?
But for what? Like, what?
That looks like about a 4.
Whenever I need a hammer, I just borrow one.
Yeah.
You know?
But
or I get it from Walmart for $5, and then the next time I'm in Walmart, I return it.
True. Or, like, have you ever built furniture? Like the IKEA stuff?
I have. It usually comes with the Allen wrench.
Something that made me a little sexist. I'll go ahead and explain. Not sexist. At all.
Again, with the shirt, it's hard to make a point. Don't wear that shirt in court, by the way.
I'm about to make a sexist thing where I've seen girls tried to build something and they just could not understand the instructions at all and couldn't build it. And then like I had to step in and I looked through the instructions and I just built it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, they're like, yeah, but isn't that? I'm like, no, it's B. It's the letter that's on there.
Right.
But now that I think back to it, they actually probably fucking swindled me into doing it. And then they went and grabbed fucking gin and tonics. They're like, Brant's at the house.
Yeah. You can tell when that is kind of a classic move of like, oh, there's the whole like, oh, I'm not very good at it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's me with chores growing up. When I was growing up, any chore, I just do a half-ass job. Yeah. Like any chore that I didn't like doing, I'm gonna do a half-ass job. You want me to mow the lawn? Oh, did I miss that whole fucking row? Oh, Dad, I'm sorry. But if there's a chore I like to do, I love to wash dishes. I'll fucking do it without asking.
You like dishes?
I love washing dishes.
That's my least favorite thing.
Why? You get to like, and then after you finish the dishes, you clean the fucking dish or the sink itself, soap all around, scrub the sides.
See, I would never get a roommate again, but you'd be like top just because of you like you like dishes.
So we're in 1 2 hour podcast, and you want to like become roommates already?
If I had to.
Why do you have to?
I mean, sometimes you need a roommate.
Why we can't both have neighbor Ruby give us hints of knowledge randomly?
No, I think not everyone's blessed with that.
I want a neighbor named Ruby.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she a love interest of sorts? Neighbor Ruby? Just not yet.
I don't know.
Let it play out.
Yeah. I'm not rushing anything. But dude, it is nice. It is nice to meet someone who just drops gems. Like that's what it is. Like people are always like, "Oh, you should go to therapy," and it's like, you don't have friends. Like, oh, well, you can't tell your friends everything. Then that's not your friend, dude.
I love friends.
Like maybe you don't have like I have friends, and then I have like brothers.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Like you and I could become close.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah, we would need
that shirt on. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would need there's things that happen where you're like, oh shit, we are brothers. And sometimes it's just time. Like if I've known you for long enough and we've liked each other for long enough, it's like, oh shit, yeah, we are brothers.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, or if you go through something with someone.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I kind of get not jealous of because, you got to go through stuff to get there, but the bond that like Marines have, you're like, damn, that's kind of dope.
Yeah.
Because y'all were like in the shit.
True. And like they couldn't vape for a couple of weeks because of boot camp and stuff like that.
No, like they got shot at or like, you dragged them out of like a situation or like, the whole scene where like you carrying your boy on your back and they're like shooting.
Oh,
like,
that's
fucked. Like, how are you going to not be friends after that? Like, that's some dope shit. Like, that's a bond, bro.
Yeah. There's no other bond. Like surviving, like truly surviving something with somebody is going to create that lifelong bond. Yeah. And that's kind of like people who are in poverty. Like if siblings are impoverished together and then like starving and like have no food, I feel like if they succeed, it's like, bro, we did this,
Yeah.
I had a rapper, 92 Legend, on the podcast, and he just had a music video that got like 1.9 million. And his sister was like, he had his sister star as the main girl in the music video. And he's like, that's what made it really exciting for me, is like she's always wanted to do something on camera. And so her being in a huge music video that blew up, it's like,
was she twerking?
Yeah, she was throwing crazy ass. No, but what? No, she wasn't.
Okay,
she wasn't.
I was gonna say like your sister's twerking in your own video. No. Okay, it's a little interesting.
It was actually a storytelling video. Like it was one of those R&B sort of things.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no throwing ass.
Okay.
No like cars in a parking lot.
Throwing ass, I've never heard that. I've heard throwing hands, but to throw thy ass is very interesting.
Yeah, you've never heard of throwing ass?
I don't think so. I've heard of shaking ass.
You never seen a girl throw ass? There's a difference. Shake is in one spot.
Can you use a curveball?
I mean,
from the mound, 90 mile an hour.
If she's endowed like that, yes, sir.
Throwing that ass.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of a huge ass. Some guys like when you carry all your groceries with one trip, like some guys like the ass, like where it's like that, Like
Yeah.
one trip ass. I like textbook ass, like where it's just like,
Shaped well.
yeah, it's a good shape, like an athletic.
You can't go both ways though with it.
I think it just can be too big. There's a cutoff to my ass size.
Yeah, I mean, there's
threshold.
certain positions that'll be a little less lethal, for sure. Like if an ass is real big, there's certain positions where it's like, if I hit it like that, I'm gonna kind of only reach this far. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing is like, I don't know. It's just sloppy at a certain point. It's like, when is it go from too much? Is it too much ass or is it too much Wendy's? Like, what's the, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's an unhealthy level of ass. Like, there's some, I know like you have black friends like, damn, she's got a fat ass. And I'm like, yeah, fat ass.
Right.
That's what she is.
Well, it's
Like,
all
it's
about the
not a-
ratio too, right?
I don't know.
You don't agree with the whole ratio conversation?
I like a volleyball or like a gymnast type chick.
Okay.
Like it does just be toned. You know what I'm saying?
So you like small booty? Just say it. Just say it.
It's not a small booty.
It is a small booty.
It's not though.
You like small butts that you can see through jeans. You like a small butt.
What do you mean see-through jeans?
Like if they wear a pair of jeans, you
Okay.
tell me they got a little booty on them. They got a little tiny booty on them.
Yeah.
You like You like
But
little booty.
nothing crazy, dude.
Like nothing too small.
Like some of these women need seatbelt extensions on the plane. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to buy two. Like it's just too much ass.
I get it.
Yeah.
But when I brought up the ratio conversation, that's where, because like if the hips are tight, but the ass is still ass.
But it's like I don't like when it's like sagging
Oh, you're not a sagger?
and like the cellulite. Like I understand it's natural, ladies, but also do some squats.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
So are you gonna say on the podcast that you like little butts, or are you just gonna avoid it?
I'll say what I like all
you like-
butts.
All butts.
Yeah.
What is this, a political
Respect
stunt?
them.
What the hell? You like all butts?
All butts matter.
I don't know you're gonna get political on here, man.
I don't know if that's political.
All
That'd be
butts
my
matter?
Campaign, my 2024 campaign.
ABM.
There we go.
Yeah. That's a powerful abbreviation.
That's
ABM.
That's what we're running on. So get ready.
ABM.
Yeah.
What else could that stand for? I don't know. The first
To do anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do all butts matter though, really? There's plenty of butts where you're like, I might, check my pockets. You know what I'm saying? If you see it. Like talking about, like
Check
really
your
big butts
pockets?
where they're fake pockets.
Fake pocket.
Like some butts have fake pockets on their jeans. Girls don't even use their jeans no more. Their pockets on their jeans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You ever go up to a girl's pocket and just put your fingers in it?
I have girlfriends, not just random strangers.
Why not? Why?
Hmm?
Why not? No, why not just anybody?
It's kind of weird.
You just have to
Just,
explain yourself.
just in line at Publix. Just.
Just be like, oh, I thought it was a real pocket. It wasn't. I was right.
Oh, you mean like?
Just checking if the pocket was real.
Got you.
And just explain yourself afterwards. After you already do, you should try it.
I'm good.
What's your vendetta against people who work at Publix?
I think they're either miserable
Okay.
or they ask too many questions.
Mm.
Yeah. Like the one is, did you find everything okay?
It's like, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What happens if I say no? What are you looking for, sir? I'm looking for cupcakes. Then they're going to say, oh, they're over there. Then what are you going to get out of line and go?
They're gonna send the bag boy.
I mean, I guess that's a valid question. But then there's like oh, I've never had these before. Or like, what's your favorite this? And it's like, I'm all for making a cashier's day. But like some of them ask some wild questions.
Yeah.
Then they get into your personal life.
Right.
And then they hit you. Now, dude, what is with all the donations?
Yeah.
Do you want to round up to
No, I don't.
to what, Ukraine? Like, do you want to buy back? Here's the thing with the whole back to school supplies charities. You give them $10 million, they buy 10 Jan Sports. And they go, great work, guys.
Yeah.
We hooked them up.
Yeah,
They
you
go
never
buy
know.
a jet.
It's true. And I mean, isn't it probably for tax purposes?
I don't trust
You think the big
charities,
corporations are
dude.
probably like, yeah, we donated so much fucking money. It's like, this
Yeah.
wasn't your money.
Charity to me is like you physically give the person in need something.
Yeah.
not send it to
You
a
give homeless
charity
people money?
all the time.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Money?
I was downtown, and one night I had a really good set, right? And I broke a guy off a 20 just because I'm like,
Hell yeah.
get this shit back. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him a 20, like positive energy. And I watched him go buy drugs. And
Yeah.
dude, I was so happy.
I mean, that's a
'Cause
source
I'm
of
like-
happiness.
I'm like, yo, I bought this dude like a 20. The dealer was even, I
fuck.
think, like, wow, like wow, like this is a good sale. And
Yeah.
you know, because you never know, like the dealer, it's a whole economy. You know, like the dealer might have 2 kids, and he's like, fuck, I need, you know, they need back to school supplies. You know what I'm saying? So I bought his kids, you know, a backpack and some pencils.
I'm fucking with you, bro.
See what I'm
You're a good
saying?
guy. You're a good guy. Supplying the homeless.
Yeah,
Drugs,
dude.
dude. No, but for real, you're a good guy.
I got a size. Sometimes I'll, like, right now I have a pair of like size 10 memory foam, like Walmart. They look like Air Force Ones from Walmart.
And
They
you're
were, like,
handing them
they were
out?
like $14. No, but like I'll pull up on a homeless person and be like, yo, what size shoe are you? And I'm waiting for someone to say 10 and a half, because that's just like what I got. You know what
Cool.
I'm saying? But yeah, a couple 5s.
When do you
Some
not
singles.
give a homeless person money? Like, is there an approach where you're like, I don't want to give you money? Or are these fucking
It
white
is-
Air Force Ones?
It is the approach of how they approach me.
Yeah.
Some of them have a great sales pitch. I love a good story. I love the guy that just needs a bus ticket, because then I go, oh man, where are you thinking about going? Like I'll see how deep your lie is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like I love that.
And then at the end, you still give it to him.
Oh,
You're just
of
like,
course.
Thank you.
Like I had a guy in New York one time. He ran up on me, which was like, you know,
Scary.
I'm like, and he was like, yo, my man. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Yo, I need $3. And I'm like, for what? He's like, the cops are on me. That's what he said. He said, the cops are on me. I need a train ticket. And I'm like, what are you going to take, the subway to Mexico? Like, how are you going to get out of if the cops are on you and you're in New York? Like, where are you? You know, and he's just like, the cops are on me. I need $3. I was like, here's a 5, man. Like,
You're hooking it up,
an
bro.
extra 2, bro. But like, go buy the crack, you know. But I love hearing the whole pitch. Oh, this is my car.
Yeah.
You know, I had to go here. My wife left. Like, I love the whole, like, give me the pitch.
Yeah. I was having a super serious conversation, and I was dining out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a homeless man just joins the conversation, and he wouldn't leave. So eventually, the host came over and was like, "Hey, get out of here!"
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro, they're like dogs almost, because the host came over and he went, "Hey."
Yeah. This was a sidewalk like cafe.
Yeah, I was like on the tables outside.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
that's what you're asking
It's
for.
crazy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right.
get out of here, go.
Yeah. But that's the issue, man. Is like,
It's crazy.
I used to be a part of a homeless outreach, and it was like, you know, there's 8 types of homeless people. Let's just narrow it down to 3 for now. But it's like,
No, fuck it. Let's end the
one-
podcast talking about show.
so it's like there's the homeless couple usually, and they're just trying to get back on their feet. Maybe one of them still has a job.
Cool.
They just don't have a place. And it's like, you know, you talk to them and they're like, yo, we're so close to getting the down payment for like a minivan, so we can at least get in like a shelter. Because
Cool.
it's like some nights they might get the shelter, but then that has its own problems. You know, people getting fucking stabbed, and like, it's just not a good environment, you know? But then it's like, yeah, they're like trying to buy the van to live in, and then they can just slowly get back to the apartment
up.
level. Yeah. So then there's the ones that are totally fucked, and that's the ones that are like, they're gone mentally. Maybe their family no longer wanted them. They just kind of let them out like you know, it's like the people that buy snakes and then they get too big. They're like, oh shit, and they just throw them in the woods. That's
Yeah.
kind of how, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just like, that's how it is. Like, they have a mental issue. The ones that yell at buildings, and it's just like, fuck, like, how do you even bring that person back to this realm? They're not even here.
Right.
Like, it's not, they're gone. So there's that, and it's sad, and it's like, really, like, what can you do? You know, you just hope they don't live like a miserable existence.
Yeah, it's because like you can help them so much, but somebody has to help themselves at one point.
Yeah.
And sometimes people are so lost, it's like they're never gonna help themselves.
They have no,
Yeah.
they're not even there anymore. Then you have the one that was doing well, but you know, maybe they got hurt or maybe they had like a surgery and then, you know, or they got on some pills and now they're just trying to feed the habit and it just, you know, the drugs just take you right down.
Yeah.
So I'll usually ask a homeless person, like, you know, if they're like, hey man, can I get $5? I'm like, oh yeah, here you go, man. Like, hey, how long you been out here? Oh, 6 months. Oh man, like, you know, because dude, if you really think about a lot of homeless people, man, people like as soon as they say something, people are like, fuck, like get the fuck away from me. Like you're literally like treated like a leper. Like you're an outcast of society. But so many people, dude. And I've been homeless, not homeless like on the street. Like that's
But just to have a place.
fucking rough. But I've like slept in my car a few nights or like, you know, a friend was like, yo, I got a couch for you, or like, yo, you can stay in my living room, or I've always been able to make it happen, but and bounce back. But man, some people, dude, it's just you're fucked, bro. Or they don't have any family.
For sure.
And it's just, yeah, I don't know. A lot. But yeah, there's just 8 different ways to become homeless or like scenarios. But some of it is just, you know, they have a 9 to 5, but they got in a car crash and now they have no vehicle to get to. It's just one thing after another.
Yeah.
But then there are some people that do just run themselves into the ground. So it's like, it's just hard to separate that when you see someone that's homeless, because you're just like, is it their fault or how did they get there? And then you have the scammer homeless that I also wanted to do that experiment of like, if I go stand on a corner in Orlando and wear some like clothes, like how much realistically can you make in a day?
Damn. Well, through other experiments, how much were they making? Was there an average of about X amount of money per
I don't know
hour?
if anyone's like done that.
Really?
But I've heard like some homeless people, they make like 140, 150 a day on the corner.
It's like a serving shift. It's like a bartender.
That's what I'm saying. And then, you know, they've caught some people that would like walk back to their BMW or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen some videos of that where a guy's like, hey, I just saw you get dropped off by blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden the woman will be like, no English.
Yep.
It's like,
there's a lot of scammers. There's like a lot of it lately I've been seeing is like it's like a foreign family, but then like the kid has a Gucci hat. He's playing a PSP and you're like, or whatever. He's on like an iPhone.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what the fuck what is going on here? You know? So, or like the fake pregnant woman, but you know, there's always going to be scammers, but man, it's just, I wish my ultimate goal is like, if I could get like an old hotel or like a closed down, like Marriott, and it has, you know what, 300 rooms. And then you have like hall monitors or like, and like, rehab and like therapists, and like you actually get the people that want to get back on their feet and like back into society.
Is that like your philanthropy goal? Is that something you're connected to?
Eventually, yeah. I've always had like a passion for like, some people just need a boost, man, and they don't, and they just don't get it, or like, you know, that's why it's like it's so easy to like not be grateful, but some people are just fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Like fucked. The other night I was coming back from a show and it was just me on the corner, like get off I-4, you know, you go under the overpass. Some lady, she was barefoot and she just ran up to me. She was like bleeding and she was just crying. And she was like, I need money for my cancer treatment. And she was just screaming, crying, like what a hell, dude. Like what a hell. Like what do you even do? Like it just fucked me up. Like what am I, like what like what, it's like what am I gonna complain about now?
Yeah.
Oh, my reel didn't get enough views. Shut the fuck up. You know? Like there's 5-year-olds mining for Tesla batteries right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just, you really have to look at it.
Sure.
Like, has a bomb ever hit your house? You know, like
I don't think so.
So I'm saying, like, it's
perspective for sure.
All it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're crushing it just by being in America.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to zoom out sometimes. You got to be like, what do I actually have? And like, wow, I have a lot. I have this whole network that supports me. That's crazy. Like I have I can afford food.
Yep.
Holy, I have a job. You know,
Dude, sometimes I'll go and you just buy like takeout, $15 plate. And I'm just like, this is dope. Like I just got.
oh,
like,
you
hey,
had
this-
you had a really funny clip where you were talking about people complain about student loans while eating a $22 salad.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're gonna be fine.
Yeah,
You're
no,
doing just all right.
It's all fake, bro.
Yeah.
Like I hate that person. They have like a BMW SUV and they're like, oh, I'm in so much debt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like what?
Bro,
You have a sushi boat. Like what are you talking about? It's not real debt, dude.
Yeah.
Or like someone that went to college and just partied and had like everyone that I know that complained about student loans, they had an orgy
At one
in
point.
college. I'm like, you paid $30,000 for an orgy.
Yeah.
Now you're paying it off.
Yeah.
That's the price. Was it worth it? That's what you have to ask yourself.
Yeah. It depends on, what
You
orgy.
had an experience that no one else had. The tab is 30,000.
Yeah. That's like when you order an appetizer and a dessert at a restaurant. You're just like, how the fuck did I accidentally spend? You get the tab back, it's 30,000.
Yeah, but you went, damn, that was a good meal.
Yeah, you're like full course.
You know? I do. There are some, I don't have any regrets, but I do have like the man, it would have been cool if this. Like I drive by Rollins College a lot. It's all like rich foreign kids, a lot of rich Florida kids too, but it's just like you see their parents walking with them through the campus and I'm just like, wow.
What if
You
I
know?
was, yeah.
Like, wow, son, you're off to college. Like, like I never had that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But do you think you wanted that? You really do think?
Fuck no. But it's like there's a part of you where you're like, it's the 19-year-old kid with the 3 Series and like, oh, dad, I want to go to this concert. Oh, use the credit cards.
Right.
Like there's never been that like safety net and I would get I do weirdly get jealous of like,
right.
Man, like fuck that kid. You ever see, I talk about this on my show, like you ever seen like the little blonde kid get in the back of an Escalade, but he's like not even paying attention because he's got the iPad and you just want to be like, good job, kid.
I thought you were going to go.
You made it, bro. Like
but they're going to face the consequences of that lifestyle as well.
100%.
100%. Like meaning they're going to have that stuff given to them.
Yeah.
And they're going to have all these material things. And then one day they're going to be like,
yeah. One day they'll be,
shit, I have no personality.
Yeah. They'll be
and nobody likes me
at Coachella.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, man, what's it all for? You know? What is that? That's better than working at Starbucks.
I said that. I was like, actually.
Yeah.
A bad mushroom trip at Coachella or struggling to make bills.
Covered in glitter, but look, you had a good run, dude,
Well, dying covered in glitter, I think that's the perfect statement to sign off the podcast.
That's the name of my special coming out next year. You guys be on the lookout.
Beautiful, brother. Sean Madden on all platforms, correct?
I am Sean Madden.
I'm Sean Madden?
Yeah. It's weird, right?
You're
because I would catch myself going like I can't get my name. There's no Sean. Like,
did somebody take it?
It's a no name profile, and I messaged them one day. I said, "Hey, can I get this name? Just add a 1 to this so I can get it." And they go, "No," and I go, "Well, what's your Zelle? I'll give you $300 for the name." They go 3,000. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
So I think this person just holding on to.
Well, I'm Sean Madden on all platforms. I'm Sean Madden. The Sean Madden Show on Spotify, YouTube,
Apple, or wherever you get your podcast. I hate that.
iHeartRadio.
But yeah, no, I'm Sean Madden on everything. Man, this was a lot of fun, dude.
Appreciate it, bro.
We've been trying to get this going for probably over a year now.
Yeah.
So it's been cool. It's a hell of a studio, and yeah, man, best of luck to
appreciate it, brother.
Everything you're doing.
Well, I'll be making an appearance on his show too, so be looking for that. I love you guys, all my slappers. Make sure you like and subscribe because why not? That's a big question. Well, deuce.